books, certain books, or just watch top players play or what?
Usually everything together is better. Books, of course.
Which ones?
Because you can always find some previous examples. And now you see the new games, basically it's the same. That's why we study at home. And then it's much more easy during the game, yeah. Because we know what to do, otherwise it will be difficult.
So
if you don't know what we like to do, it's difficult to find a good idea. Or if you find, it will be instant.
So which books do you like for endgames?
For endings, I like the old book from Panchenko.
Yeah, I know that.
He's the Russian guy.
The two books.
The name of the book, I think it's Theory and Practice of Endings.
There's two book series.
Now
In
they're
English?
coming in two. I have in the Russian language in one book only. It's good one because you have all endings there. Not let's say only rook, and there are many books let's say only for rook endings or pawn. And in this book you have all endings going one by one. Bishops, rook, bishop versus knight, queen versus rook, rook versus bishops, or two pieces. All endings, pawn endings, rook endings, with one pawn, with two, with three. That's why I like that book a lot. Many good examples, and basically all endings you can see there.
Okay.
And there are many famous examples. You know that if we sacrifice few pawns just to activate the king, and then we probe. Very famous from Capablanca, from Rubinstein, probably I believe all of you know them. At least so, because they're beautiful. Okay, more questions do you have?
What if you don't reach an endgame at all? For example, in my case, sometimes I don't even reach endgame.
Can you repeat, sorry?
What if you don't even reach endgame? In my case, I don't even reach
Well,
endgame.
that's the problem. Yeah, but usually if you become better and better player, more often you'll go to endings because people start to blunder, yeah?
Yeah.
And then difficult to outplay them in the middle game, to checkmate, I mean, and then you hope to get some advantage and to enter in good endings and then to convert to full point. That's why all good players basically are very good players in the ending. Otherwise you can't become good player. All these world champions are great players in the endings, yeah? Generally.
Спасибо.
What?
Спасибо.
Спасибо. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm speaking Russian, but I am not a Russian.
Oh,
Yeah, just to have idea. I'm from Bulgaria, originally.
Okay.
Just to have idea, but I can speak Russian. I've been many times in Russia. And when I was young. So what I can suggest, if you endings are very interesting, but usually for kids or for not so advanced players, they look very boring. But when you start to watch them, to trying to understand them, they're coming very interesting ideas, like improving pieces, penetrating with king, or create a pass pawn, and they're becoming really interesting. But in the beginning, they look very boring, just few pieces. That's why I like that example I showed you already, Kramnik against, where was this year? Against the Van Valley, because it looks completely drawish, but it's basically winning. This one here. This ending here is completely winning. There is a clear way how to improve the king, and then king and bishop will attack together one of the weak pawns, either this guy, either this guy. Okay, more question?
Just wondering,
Yeah.
stepping from the middle game to the end game, how do you recommend any way to set it up so you'll get the...
Oh, that is
the
difficult for everybody because if you know endings, they will help you to take decision in the middle game. But that's why we should know let's say this ending is drawish or winning, it's helping us to take decision. That's why usually the best way to study chess is from ending to the opening. But almost nobody is doing. It's very boring and difficult, and everybody watch openings and openings and openings, and almost all books are for openings. But that's it's not so useful because it's just one part of the game. But ending, it's helping you to take decisions even from the opening and middle game. Usually we know which pieces we like to keep, which pieces we like to trade. That ending we're gonna hold eventually with powerless. That one we will not hold. Yeah, that's it's the point of the endings. When you know endings, and basically, especially rook endings, they occur most often. That's why we study them more than other. They are basically happening any top tournament. They occur this drawish ending with powerless, and most often they hold. Sometimes they make mistake, they didn't hold, but usually they hold. And also we have to study a lot the pawn endings because any ending can transpose to pawn ending. Yes, I just remember one game very interesting. Just a second. One ending I like a lot. Wait. You like it a lot, and then I like a lot. I believe you're gonna like it too. So just a second. Topal was white. Just to remember which game was. It was this one, yes, yeah. Okay, so let's start. It's good question. How we take decision? Okay, I believe it's kind of the preparation. Okay, we got this position. Now white has clear idea they like to enter to ending because they're gonna take d5 and they will have protected pass pawn. Is that clear? So he likes to trade the worst piece for the good one, yeah, that's always good trade. But basically black couldn't avoid because then white king will become active on the open front. And now, how you see, he trade everything. I believe everybody knows that this pawn ending is completely winning because of the protected pass pawn. It's curious that engine like this idea for black. Let's just show you, but usually endings don't really understand. Where is the... wait, what I'm doing?
Analysis.
I should go here. No, but why is it going like that? Ending, okay, now he understands better. Yeah. But in the beginning he likes these ideas for black usually. Okay, and now this ending it's very interesting, but basically it's completely winning for white because the point is because of the pawn ending. Always you should think about trading pieces. If you trade the pieces, then pawn ending is completely winning. And I like it because we discussed this already. King has to enter to the battle. Without king in any endings, we couldn't win. And now he simply improved the king. Look how many moves in a row white played with the king. But first, he created the good outpost for his king. King from e4 also attack the pawn on e5. Yeah, this pawn will become also target for white pieces, and king from e4 also can support the own pass pawn. And I like the example mainly because of this idea now. Of course, he can take to c5 and he will be winning, no doubt about this. Yeah. But he knew that king activity is the most important. King has to support the pass pawn. That's why I can understand him very well. Because basically, let's come back to beginning. White are better because they have protected pass pawn. And if they gonna win the game, will be because of this guy, not because of this guy or this one here, for example. Is that clear? You have to understand why you are better, and this is helping you how to take decision. And it's easy to understand now how the king will improve. And game finish immediately, because let's say the most logical move, because we have a threat checkmate in two moves. Yes, king, queen f7, queen f8, so check. Here to defense from checkmate, but we easy can enter to winning pawn ending, and it's easy to see that this guy here is much more powerful than all black pawns. Yeah. And I like the example because of the activity of the king. He bring the king immediately to the game. You have to know, if you can bring the king, you will get extra piece in the ending. Yeah, like extra piece. That means you will be favorite to win the battle. Okay, more question?
How do you assess that it's safe to bring the king forward? How we can assess that it's safe?
Just start like this game
Sometimes,
and do it.
sometimes if you move it, it may be risky. And
But looks risky like here, but usually in ending is not risky. Just bring the king, and that's everything. And very often opponents is helping because don't know he's just chasing the king. Check, but this is actually helping the better side, improving the king. That is a wrong strategy, but very often you can see in not so good level. I'm waiting. Otherwise, it's time to sleep. Yeah. If no question, but I'm fine. Yeah, if you have question. Okay, let's show one more example, because to see how we can hold and some endings when looks completely losing.
Are you from Wisconsin?
No.
From? Can you repeat?
Do you live in Wisconsin?
No, in Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago.
So not so far away from here. Let's see. That was the game Shackman played the last Olympiad. That's fine. Shackman was right. Shankland direction. Shankland against the Indian guy. How was his name? Okay, doesn't matter. I will find. And it was very interesting. Olympiad, last Olympiad, guys. Let's find him. He won that game, but more interesting here to see he knew what he wants to do from the. Okay, here it's a drawish position. I analyzed. I was watching the game basically online. But to hold this ending, guys, you should have clear idea what you want. If you don't know what you want, of course you're gonna lose very easy. The game finish very quickly. He played here. Very difficult to understand this move. And and now completely game is over because white king simply penetrated. Just to see how the game finished. You see king penetrated and game is over. Now he couldn't check because always pawn ending. Don't forget that we always evaluate the endings considering which pawn ending is preferable, which side, in which favor it's. So let's start the beginning ending. So most obvious, of course, bishop g5 engine gives draw, the best move, but let's say it's difficult to count such a moves. The point of this move is after queen take g5, it's very difficult white king to penetrate because this guy is handling. Is that clear? And ending giving draw. But the whole idea is that you should not let the opponents to penetrate with the king, then you can hold the ending.
That's an amazing move.
Yeah, but let's say we couldn't find this move, it's still draw. But after this move, it's relatively very easy draw because the king can't really penetrate. Let's say it's difficult move, that's why king f7, he takes, and now you should not let the king to penetrate, guys. That's why queen e2, then you can find this move. It's holding. Because after king g7, what I analyze here? King g5, sorry. Queen f3. And the king can penetrate because of checks. That clear?
Mm-hmm.
Even now we can make the king, but okay. Generally talking, he couldn't penetrate, will be draw. And how you see?
It's a funny mate.
Without king to penetrate, it's always draw. In many endings, you should know this. This is the way when we are worse side and we are the active side. We like to, I'm better side, I like to penetrate with the king. And if I can do it, I will win. If I can do it, then how to win without king, yeah?
Yeah.
So here it's a basically draw because the king can penetrate.
I have a question.
Yes.
After the king is on g5 and the queen's on f3, can we use the c pawn as a distractor to
No.
grab the, bring the queen?
How? I gonna
To play
make
c4 or c5?
I gonna mate you. No? I have a threat, king g7
Wow.
also. But somehow you will not lose, but let's say
Well, okay. D5?
Hmm?
D5? I don't know. I'm not.
yeah,
doing
d5
good.
too, because you liked after this move to have check, yeah?
Right.
And then you penetrate because queen f6 is coming or king f6.
Mhm.
But I should still continue the same way to not let you to penetrate. Now I'm going from the other side. And then I like
Turning
check
queen
and
G8,
check and
so-
I like to kick your queen, the king, sorry.
Right. So I have to play something
Eventually.
like queen d1 to stop queen g7 followed by queen g4.
But this is a perpetual check because you couldn't back to h4 because queen g4, queen d1 cover, huh?
Right. D.
Sorry. But generally this is the way how you have to defend. To not let the opponents to penetrate with the king, then it's a draw generally, to have idea, yeah? But what's interesting, because this
Okay.
was, look now, the Shankland was the better side, yeah, the active one, with 2 extra pounds. I will show the previous year what kind of game he lost. That's why for me was funny when I watching the game, because he knew what he wants and he was just pushing the king, he was blitzing actually. I was watching the game, let's show the other game. Shankland lost against the Chinese guy. Let's see now to see. It was very interesting. Oh, the previous year, let's move 2015 in the World Team Championship. Dear clear. And again was drawish ending. We have, let's say, they played, and they got this drawish ending. The position I need, I will soon go there. This position, and now we have drawish position. White king can penetrate.
He made a video about this game on chess.com.
Who made you?
Shankland.
He made.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched. Yeah, I
But
watched.
he was very easy because he was greedy and he let the white king to penetrate. But he learned his lesson, and then the next game, because this was 1 year before the last example, he was just blitzing. And this it looks like perpetual check. Only way to try for white is to go to this guy here to promote a queen in this guy to win the c6 pawn. And queen f3 was the decisive mistake because now the king will penetrate after king b4. Is that clear? Now basically black has extra pawn, but they're completely losing. Just for proof, you can see the engine if you don't believe me, but it's completely losing position. How you see he gave up in few moves, yeah? Because the king easy penetrate. Okay, let's come back now to see what he should do to hold. He should not let the king to penetrate, guys. Then he will hold the ending. That's why he can improve home king. And now it's easy to see such a move checkmate, yeah? I mean, if he's trying to penetrate.
Oh wow.
Otherwise, easy draw. I mean, white can try, but it's a draw because the king can't penetrate any more. I analyzed this position before, and it's a draw. Just to have idea. If the king can penetrate, guys, no way to win the game. In the ending, the king is really, really very, very important piece, maybe even the most important. I hope you learn something and you like it. So when you have questions, not only now, you can easily ask me. I will be happy.
Well, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I learned something.
Good luck.